Bon dia, good morning guys. Look at this pear tree. It's just incredible. Can't get over how beautiful it is. Happy spring, it is fully here. It's absolutely gorgeous here at the moment. It's about 20 degrees most days. We've had a bit of rain over the weekend, but this is why we live here. Summer's a different story. But yeah, this time of year it just feels glorious. We really need to get a job done this week. We've been doing a bit of vine pruning this weekend. There's a lot here that we got done, and there's just a few more here that need to be done because they are starting to bud. We would have normally done them by now. So yeah, we just want to try and get them all finished. We have about 70 vines in total on the land, and I would say we're like 70% done, so just getting the last bits done now. We've just had a new moon, so new moon's a much better time to prune the vines, so again a good week to get them finished. My main task is actually to clear the brambles. This is a particularly bad area. We really cleared this a couple of years ago, so it goes to show how quick the brambles grow. It's nice and in the shade there, and then Yuan will come and do the vines because he's the pro at that. Yuan is currently setting up Mo, our robot lawnmower, to cut some grass. It is really bad for ticks at the moment, and I think the long grass doesn't help. Poor Frankie is suffering the most with them. She had about 6 in her ear in one spot. I'm so scared of one finding its way onto Jack, so I'm doing lots of checks of him. But yeah, I'm sure he'll be down shortly to prune the vines. Yuan, not Jack. Jack is napping in his pram. We'll see how long that lasts. So Yuan is looking after Jack because I just wanted to build this garden bed here. We've had some donkey manure delivered, and our friend Pete was telling me that you have to be a bit careful with donkey manure because it can have E. coli, so it really needs to rot down. So I'm going to build a bed here ready to plant a load of herbs we want to put in this one in the autumn, so let the donkey manure rot down in this over the next 6 months, and then I'm going to find somewhere to pile the rest of it so it can keep aging and composting down. It'll be ready for our winter garden, but I need to smash in these poles and then chop them, so it's lots of noise. So Yuan's with Jack up in the cabin whilst I get this done, and then we've got a bit more wood chip to bring down. I think Yuan is done with chipping for the year. He's done so much, which has been amazing. But yeah, time to put the wood chipper away, I think. And we'll have a fire for the brambles this evening. Anyway, let's get on with this. Just realised I was chainsawing without eye protection, so ignore the fact that I did that. I also didn't have any sun cream on, so gone and done that because it is hot today. I'll show you what I'm doing. So these are the fence posts that we had, the old chicken fencing that we pulled up a few weeks ago. So what I'm doing is popping them in the ground and then cutting them at a height and then screwing the bits that I've chopped off into the posts, and it's worked really well around the wood chip paths and this garden bed here. I think for any future fencing we're going to use metal posts, so this is a good way to use something that we already had on the land. Still waiting for the drill to recharge, so I'm just carrying on the chainsawing to chop off the tops of the posts. This is another reason I think the Hori Hori is the best garden tool, because you can use it as a knife to cut this cardboard, just an all-round great tour. Is that a nice bed there, Diogo? I definitely feel this year like I'm thinking of the longer term project of the garden more than ever, because normally I'm just sort of planting for the season. And yeah, the last 2 years I'd say we're really building up like a more permanent structure here. And I think this kind of applies to our whole lives here, because we moved here, it was 5 years ago in November that we bought the land. And Johan said to me the other night that he feels like the first 5 years we were just learning to survive here. It definitely felt like that, of just, we had so much to learn, so much to figure out, and now it feels like we're kind of actually not that we weren't enjoying it, but enjoying just the life we came here to live a bit more now. I don't know if there's an element of having Jack and that kind of changes how you're looking at each day, but yeah, life just feels more like we're living it and enjoying it. And even though we've got so much work to do with the house still ahead of us, it feels like we can just relax a little bit more and yeah, and live and enjoy life here. And this time of year, it is so enjoyable. We're just outside all day long, which is what I really wanted in life. So yeah, it's feeling very good here at the moment, and I'm excited for the years ahead, and everything we're doing now feels like proper like foundational work for what we're building as a long-term project. There's another one of my rambles for you. Oh, and in the last video I was saying about having kind of seasonal reminders, or like a sentence about each week of what's going on, because last week the egrets arrived back, and this week I have just seen the first swallowtail butterfly, which is my favourite butterfly. They're so beautiful. I did a drawing of one, was it last year or the year before? But yeah, that is this week's seasonal sentence, the return of the swallowtail butterflies. As you may already know, I use Squarespace for my Calm Lines website, and they are also kindly sponsoring today's video. Squarespace has everything you need to create a website all in one place, whether you're building an online shop, a portfolio for your creative work, or showcasing your coffee shop. You can use their award-winning design templates to get you started on a professional-looking website straight away, or transform your vision into a stunning website in minutes with their AI website builder. I love their easy-to-use commerce feature for my Calm Lines webshop. They provide everything you need, from payments to shipping and fulfillment options. Whether you're starting your first creative project or growing an existing business, you can head to squarespace.com/FrankieOffGrid for a free trial and save 10% on your first purchase of a website or domain using the code FrankieOffGrid. You'll find a link in the description below, and a big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video.
Good morning, everybody. How's it going? Well, actually, it's afternoon now, I think, just about. So I think I've decided I'm finished chipping. I have finished chipping for at least spring. So finally get to put the chipper away and get the tarp put away and get the place looking nice again. done really well with the wood chipper this year. I've actually managed to pretty much do all the paths that we wanted to, but still more to do, but that's fine. I think any of the clippings and prunings that we have left we will burn and use the ash with the compost. We have some donkey manure as well, so yep, try and make a nice healthy fertilizery thing. Just realised that I haven't actually told you guys yet, but when the storm took the roof off the barn, one of the panels hit the wine barrel and took the tap off it. So we lost all of last year's wine, which is a shame because it was actually tasting quite nice. It would have been, I think it would have been quite a good one. But hey ho, such is life. So yeah, it's kind of the good thing about the vines and making wine is you get another chance to do it every year. So, okay, back to it.
It just keeps blowing off, so I need to like fix the ties somehow. So you can lift it and pour it in.
Yeah, it should be alright.
Plus this over here.
Yeah. Literally walked around every single inch of the place.
Come together. Or should we do like folding?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Battery is charged, baby is fed, so I almost made a rhyme. Time to finish this bed. Didn't mean to. So this is just a compost bed I made for all the weeds from the garden. It's been here a long time, so we've got 2 more raised beds to fill. So I'm gonna put that in there, and then we'll just need some bags of compost to be a planting medium, and then we should be getting those filled, which will be great. Imagine there's lots of bugs in here. It is starting to get a bit hot in the sun, so we've just had lunch and I think we're going to pop to town to go to the plant shop, my favourite shop, Mina Planta. Someone commented on the last video that they wanted to see plant shop, so we'll take you along. Quite a lot of them already. So we are back from Mina Planta. Jack is practicing his talking, and we've got some compost for the garden and couldn't resist some of the flowers. Obviously it's absolutely gorgeous in there at the moment. Hopefully you can hear me over Jack. I wanted to give a quick update because we had so many brilliant comments in the last video about two things that we mentioned. So firstly was the moving of the pomegranate tree. If you need to move a tree, go and read all the comments on our last video because there are so many good tips for how to move one. So yeah, if we do move it, thank you for all your advice. Feel very prepared for doing it. But we had a lot of other advice about the pallet cabin, and we'll cover it more when we're actually working on it and explain more. But thank you again so much for all of your input, because building onto the existing building sounds like it's not going to be the best idea for the structure, for the integrity of the structure. And we had briefly spoken about keeping a gap between the building and then kind of discounted that. But after a lot of really helpful comments, we've decided that we are going to kind of build it as a separate building, which means we can move it backwards a little bit, which does mean hopefully we can leave the pomegranate tree here. So we'll see. We'll see as it all unfolds. But yeah, just thought I would give you a quick little update. We have ordered the roof as well, so we're just waiting on that to be delivered, and then we should be getting started on taking down. We'll still take down this structure just to give us space to work in, and laying the pallet floor is the next job, so we'll be on to that soon. Hi Albie! You want to come say hi? Yeah. You got anything to say? No? Okay, bye.
Come on, soft, turn the key and cooler on. Push the pause for relief. Free pass, you don't even
sausage.
have to ask to be the cat in the sun. Someday I will see the whole deal through today. I've got better things to do, okay. To leave a little bit undone and be the cat in the sun. Be the cat in the sun.
I'm just adding the compost from the pallet bay. It's not like fully broken down, but there's lots of worms and things in there, so it's looking really good. And I'm just squishing it all down the sides of the raised bed before I put the bags of compost that we got from Mina Planta in here, because I noticed last year, so we've done the hugelkultur in these raised beds where it's all logs and things rotting down, and I noticed the compost all sort of fell down the gaps. So I want to try and pack in the gaps a lot better around the edges before I put the compost on top. So I think I'll do one more barrow full of that and then put the bags of compost. It normally takes 3 for a raised bed, which is why we're really focusing on making all our own compost and stuff this year, because the price really does start to add up. Still worth it for our own homegrown food though. So I've only had to put 2 bags of compost in this bed and it is very full, so my compost making skills have already paid off by 1 bag of compost, which means I should have enough to do the other bed, but I'm going to get this one planted up today first because we still want to have a fire before the sun sets. I guess the question is whether we have a fire here.
It means moving it all down here then, doesn't it?
Yeah. So we still reckon up there. I'm going to sow some French beans, some spinach, butterfly spinach, and some turnips, and also zinnias, because you always need flowers. Zinnias grow so well here, and they're very, very beautiful. I saw someone the other day with like a piece of wood to make the holes. I think it was Harriet on Little Spanish Farmstead. She had a big piece of wood to do like this. It's his teeth here. Ah. Ah. I'm sure this pear tree didn't look this good last year.
Right, so as you can see, we spent some money in the shop. I did find this, and I couldn't help myself. It's a cherry blossom bonsai. Bought a load of these, which are possibly my favourite flower, the Starry Night Petunia. Got some of these that are looking a bit rough. These are for this hanging basket. Oh yeah, and a snapdragon. Half moon. Half moon.